Hey YouTube, it's Rebecca. Welcome to my channel. If this is your first time seeing my face, then please hit the subscribe button to see more of me in your feed. Leaving a like also helps my channel out a lot, so if you enjoy the video, let YouTube know to show it to other people. Thanks again. And just for transparency, I started out this recording with my face cam, but I got self-conscious about my face and I ended up turning the camera off, so I'm sorry about that. If you like the face cam in frame, then just leave a comment and let me know, and I'll just bring it back. While I'm talking, I've included a time lapse of me painting this parrotfish. It's not that good, but I love to paint. The parrotfish is my favorite type of fish ever, so if you enjoy seeing this type of content, please hit that like and subscribe button. Lately, I have been struggling to structure my videos in what I think would be an entertaining or understandable way for my audience because my brain does not process information in a linear way, and my thoughts are often jumbled and jumping from topic to topic. It's been hard for me to think about exactly what I want to say in this video without it all blending to mush, or out of fear of not including enough context for you. But in the spirit of being an actual content creator in 2026, I sat down and I just started with the outline. I broke this video up into 3 chapters, so feel free to skip around to what's most interesting to you. Chapter 1 will be the name change and the new direction of the channel. Chapter 2 is my health scare and my stay at the ER. And chapter 3 is opening up about my mental health. So first things first, my fitness content. What's happening to it? What's going on with my fitness journey, etc. Well, I decided to put a pause on the fitness content for a little bit. And before y'all call me the next Quitterlyn Reed in my comments, I hear the typing. Please hear me out. I changed my channel name before the end of the year from Fitness with Rebecca Marie to Life by Rebecca. One reason for the name change is because in November of last year, I was going through a hyperfixation on going to the gym and on my weight loss journey in general. It's something I've always wanted to work on, but have had consistency issues in the past. So when I moved into my apartment in September after having lived in a homeless family shelter for over a year, and I found out I had access to a free gym in my building, I got really excited. And this new hobby quickly became an obsession. And because it coincided with me starting this channel, that's obviously where my content started. Living in a homeless shelter, by the way, in New York City was rough. And if that experience is something you'd ever like to hear more about, please let me know in the comments. I've always wanted to make content even since then, but I didn't really have the resources or the confidence to post content. I had always told myself that when I had my own apartment, I would start posting content, and now I have it. But on top of my ever-changing interests or lack thereof, or the lack of filming equipment, I recently had a healthcare also put a small pause on my fitness journey. weeks ago, I started getting a random sharp abdominal pain out of literally nowhere, and it was so intense I couldn't move or talk or even think. It felt like the worst period cramps you ever felt, but times 1,000. And I was so nauseous, I couldn't keep any food or water down. I was a mess, and no position or any medicine I tried gave me any sense of relief. I hate going to the doctors, but at that point the pain was so unbearable. My partner did talk me into going to the ER. I was so sick and delirious, I didn't feel like I had the energy to walk the few blocks down to the bus station and to take the bus down to the ER. But now I wish I had just done that. I took an ambulance, and the ride, first of all, was miserable. The drivers were trying to ask me which hospital I wanted to go to, and I don't know the area, so I was like, I don't know, the closest one, like, but they ended up taking me to a different hospital than where they told my partner I would be. So then he ended up traveling with our son late at night all the way to a random hospital before I could talk to him to let him know where I was. He was at an ER about 40 minutes away, and even though he eventually made it to the hospital I was at, they never even let him come in to see me or give me my things. So that pissed me off, but I couldn't even focus on that because I was laying on a gurney in that bright ass hallway for hours in pain until the early hours of the morning, until I was even registered. And then it took forever to be placed in a room finally with another patient and set up with IVs and whatnot. It was miserable. And I didn't have my phone or my iPad to entertain me or to contact my family. My hair was a mess, I was in dirty clothes, and I was sleep deprived under the constant bright lights in the ER. Just thinking back to it right now is enough to make me feel anxious and overstimulated. Another little perk of my stay was that they told me since I was vomiting, I wasn't allowed to eat food or water. I was only allowed to have ice chips. So I was really annoyed that all the other patients were being served breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and I was just there stuck to my IV. I couldn't even go to the bathroom without it being a whole ordeal. But after some hours of being given medication for the nausea and the dehydration and being taken up and down the building to run tests, they finally concluded that I had an infection in one of my tubes and a 4 centimeter long cyst in my ovary. That TMI, if you're squeamish about bodily fluids, skip forward about 10 seconds, but they told me that the cyst was filled with blood, which maybe that's better than it being filled with pus. I don't know. I have an appointment coming up soon this month with the OBGYN, so I'll keep you all updated on the cyst and what the doctors are saying are the next steps in treatment and prevention. But aside from my physical health concerns, I've been struggling with my mental health for a while as well, and it's a hard topic for me to talk about with my family. As well as over the years, I feel like I've pushed close friends away, and I'm in a place now where even though I'm not alone, I do feel lonely. I have my partner and my mom and my sisters who I'm very close with, but I haven't had real friends in a very long time, and I want some. Like, I want a real best friend that knows me and that I can open up to, and they can open up to me. But the last time I had something like that, I definitely ruined it. I honestly couldn't even really put into words how I ruined it, which is why I'm looking into therapy, but I just was not a good friend to her. I feel like I get overwhelmed with relationships and I become very obsessive at times. And then when I run out of my social battery, I ghost everyone in my life for like months. It's not really a healthy way to maintain relationships. I recognize that. But I feel like my whole life I've been so worried about pleasing everyone and trying to be who people wanted me to be. And all that pressure has just kind of left me stuck in my adulthood. I don't know. It's almost like I've morphed into someone that I don't fully know. Another thing that was really stressing me out was social media. The hellscape that is social media was just sucking me dry of any love of life that I had. And I couldn't scroll through any app without seeing the most awful shit. Facebook especially really took a mental toll on me. I grew up in upstate New York for a majority of my youth, and for lack of a better term, in a very white neighborhood. And I didn't mind that at all. I had a few friends, and I enjoyed school. Aside from what I would say was a normal amount of bullying, maybe even below average. But now as an adult, I would open Facebook or Instagram or whatever and see my friends being happy and praising the fact that Trump is in office, or weighing in on the Carly Chirk situation, if you know what I mean, in what I found to be really problematic ways. And it really hurt me, to be honest. Like, and it really opened my eyes to the people that I had around me influencing me throughout my life. I wouldn't say I ever thought I was white, obviously, like that sounds ridiculous, but racism to me was not as blatant as we might think it is, or at least I thought it was supposed to be. It didn't jump out at me, and I honestly, I felt like I would never say that racism didn't exist, but if you had asked me as a young adult or as a teenager, if I had ever experienced racism, I might have told you no. And looking back, I don't think that's true. I started second guessing the friends I made in my childhood and the views of the people that I trusted. I don't know if that makes sense or if it's weird for me to say all of that, but I don't know. It's how I felt. My anxiety and depression play a big role in like my failed relationships and relationships with family members. I struggle with social anxiety and low self-esteem sometimes, so it keeps me from going out or posting online for periods at a time. I'll usually come out of it and enter periods where I feel great and I can wake up early and I'm motivated to go to work every day and I feel like I can actually thrive in social settings. But it's a cycle where once I fall off, I just go into this dark place of feeling depressed and just lost in life. I'm only 25, but like I've had so many different ideas of how my life could be at this age, and none of it was what actually happened. So many different career paths I've tried to follow, and nothing has panned out. Seemingly because of me, I just lose interest. I don't know. I'm trying to be okay with the fact that I don't have all the answers, and I don't have control over anything in this world but myself. And like, obviously, but Stressing about it when I can't change things is just pointless and will make me go insane. So I'm trying to learn to just let go and be myself, putting the kind of energy out there that I want to receive, or whatever the saying is. All that to say, I've always been a little interested in a lot of things, not super talented in any one thing, and maybe that's okay. I want my channel to be a place to start over and discover more about myself and who I am, for me to open up and let myself make mistakes and be creative in my own way and not the way others want me to be. D'Angelo Wallace, who's one of my favorite content creators, said the same thing when coming back to his channel a few days ago. He wants the opportunity to not have to be perfect and to be able to make mistakes loudly. And that really resonated with me. I don't want to let the fear of perception stop me from being myself. And let me be clear, I am in no way saying YouTube is the place for me to unpack all my issues. It's not a replacement for therapy to me whatsoever. But I think it could be a good place to start to build community. That is until the capitalist overlords running our society take the internet away from us, but that's not today's problem. Ultimately, I think Life by Rebecca fits the channel a lot more. And if you're into ADHD coded content, please stick around. I'd love to have you here. And until next time.